Good morning, welcome back. Yes, we're out. We're finally back out. I've had quite a break. We did a little video last week where you watched me suffering down Penarth in the wind and the rain. And today is no different. There's no rain, but the rain's been replaced by a very crisp, cold morning. I'm down Roos Point. I'm going to have a couple of hours down to low water. It's maybe about 2 hours before low now. I'm just setting up. I don't know how I was going to fish. It could be absolutely barren, or there could be a couple of fish here. Either way, I'm out of the house and I'm happy. Everything's still a little bit frozen. I did get the bait out about 2 hours before I left the house, but it still stayed frozen in the shed, which shows you how cold it is. It was 4 degrees in the car when I got in it. We're not doing anything complicated. I just got a 4-0 pulley pennel here, just whipping on some sand eel, some bluey, a bit of squid, just lash it all together. Hasn't got to be overcomplicated. Life's complicated enough, so why should fishing be complicated? Let's make fishing uncomplicated. Nice and simple. A pulley rig. I'll probably put out some 2 hookers and 3 hookers if I'm struggling for bites. I might even put a 2 hooker out on my second rod first cast. There we go, simple bait, nice and easy, tidy size, plenty of scent. Let's get it in the water. Bottom 6-ounce lead, nice tidy juicy size bait, nice bit of scent on that. Standard reel, I got my 30s, £20 main line, £80 leader. I do have a nice little toy to show you in a minute as well. I got kindly sent by Agios, but for the meantime, let's try and get this in the water. My casting's not the best last 6-7 weeks. I'm really suffering with my shoulder. I can't really lift it very well. There's a lot of pain, a lot of impingement, inflammation, but it's in the water. Let's try and catch a fish. Beautiful bit of engineered equipment, kindly sent to me by Agios Superstore. It looks really well engineered. I have used it once last week over the foreshore. Handled lovely, really smooth as expected. They kindly sent me this. I did a bit of work on the F15s and they honoured it and said, look, we're really happy with what you've done, so have this on us to go give it a try. I do like the Agios reels. I'm not a fan of the pens. We're all completely different, and it doesn't matter what you use as long as you're comfortable and confident using that bit of equipment, whether it's a rod, a reel, line, clips, rod rest. It doesn't matter. You use what you're comfortable and confident using. I like these. I like my F15s. I like my 30 size divers, and that's what I'm comfortable and confident using. But this in itself, lovely one-piece machined cage, nice bit of equipment. Let's get a bait in the water. For today, a little bit of frozen. I got some whiting which is about 5 days old, which has been in the fridge, bit of crab, a little bit of lug, usual rigs and leads, and we're fishing. 2 baits in the water. Let's see what the next couple of hours brings. So this is the first cold, crisp spell we've had this winter so far. Like I said, it was 4 degrees, 4.5 degrees when I was in the car this morning. Sometimes when we get this initial cold snap, the fish which are in close inshore, can get pushed out sometimes. I don't know how I was fishing down here. Last time I fished here was the Saturday before the Seamaster final. Had a nice bag of fish. It was really good fishing. I didn't come back here for the final. I took a junior, went somewhere else. I wasn't that engaged and interested, and just happy to be part of the event. But today we're out. You don't know. We might get a ray, we might get some dogs, might get an eel, we might really struggle and just end up with like a small strap and a pouting or something like that. Either way, I'm not in the house. I have worked for 2 hours this morning from 7 till 9. Built a rod, done some high building. I'm out. I've worked the last 2 days. I built another 3 rods and I just need to get out because I get a bit of cabin fever. I get sort of stuck in that mode of just work, and you spend a lot of your life giving your time trying to please and make other people happy, but it's not good for yourself. You've got to look after yourself, and being out today when it's cold like this, it's not nice. My hands are killing, especially this one, the dodgy one. My hands are killing, but it stimulates your senses, and I know when I get back to that car I'll have a newfound love for my trainers and my car seat, and it's things like that that makes you appreciate life. Regardless how the fishing's been, it doesn't have to be electric fishing and loads of fish. Catch fish, great, but if you don't, you just appreciate being out because you've been stimulated and your body's been woken up and set alive again. And you don't get that, just stay inside your comfort zone. You've got to get out of your comfort zone to enjoy stuff and appreciate the other parts of life. Well, we just had a screaming run on that 2-hooker. Absolutely double, didn't have the camera set. Let's have a look. I was on a 2-hooker and it absolutely tore off. Oh. Come on, give my hook back. There we go. Let's have a look at it. Ta-da! Beautiful blonde grey. I don't know, 8.5 pound. First cast on the Agios. Made for rough ground fishing. We're on the rough and it did the job. No complaints. Smooth, handled the fish. Wonderful. What a start. And I put this in some water, get some more bait set up. It's only a little bait, just thrown it away. There you go, it's a bait about that size, tiny little bait. 60 pound hook lengths, 20 odd inches long, a 3.0, a rig I've been using quite a few years now, quite a bit of success. It's actually a rig I used Sunday in the match. I had 3 casts on it and thought I'll keep that. I reuse a lot of my rigs, there's no point binning stuff straight away, you're just going to waste your money. Right, here she is. Lovely blonde ray. Everybody comes to South Wales to catch these pristine fish. I do like them, they're not my favourite, I won't say no. It's a nice fish, it's probably just under 5 kilos, I wouldn't say it was quite 10 pounds. We did have a nice big dog on the other cast on the first rod as well. So I'm going to get this back in the water. It's had 5 minutes to recover in the pool. I want to get it back in the sea now, get fishing. When it's cold and you're fishing, you need to catch fish to stay warm. If you're not catching fish, you really feel that cold creeping into your body. And what I like on the cold days is like a nice walk to the venue, a nice walk to the mark. So it really warms your core up and you can keep that warmth within you for a good hour and 90 minutes at the start of your session if the fishing's a bit slow. But if there's fish here, you don't get cold, you keep busy, you keep moving. And it's those periods when there's no fish, when it's 5-10 minutes of stood round in these shitty fucking waders which are freezing cold, which have got a fucking split in the boot again because they're absolutely atrocious quality. But you know, if you can keep warm when you're out, keep that core sorted. I've got my down coat on today, it's all nice and warm, and I've kept my core warm. It's quite a short walk here. I do like Russo. It's a short walk, it's free parking, it's easy parking. So there's a lot of places in South Wales at the moment, Penarth, the island and that, they've introduced parking fees everywhere, which is an absolute nightmare. But the point I'm getting at is, when it's cold like this and crisp, you need to keep your core warm in order to get the best out of your session. Otherwise you'll be debilitated and you won't be able to fish really well and enjoy your session. There we go, we're catching a few fish. Dog on a 2-hooker, pouting on the 3-hooker. Always good to see. Keeps you busy, keeps you warm. Another lucky fish, a male this time. Little blonde, about 7.5, 8 pounds. Beautiful fish, just white piping around the fish. It's absolutely electric, it's stunning. Look at it, beautiful. Much different by that time. Few little lifts, and that was on the bigger bait. Well, here's a conundrum. No rods in the water, no baits baited. Look how different these fish are. That looks like a smalleye, but you can just see little starbursts underneath. From there, you'd say it was a smalleye, but it's not. It's a blonde. Look, you can see them there as well. You can just see them under the skin, but look how different they are. To the inexperienced person, they'd be like, wow, I've got a 10-pound smalleye, that's fab, but it's not. And I could easily put that into the ray comp, but I'm not, because I know my heart of heart, that is 100% blonde ray. Good fishing at the moment. I got to get these unhooked and back in the water. There we go, double hook up, one on each rod. That one about 10, that one's about 7.5, 8. Looks like a smalleye, but in the camera you can just see the starburst, just where that nose is. 100% a blonde ray, 100%. Great fishing. That was fun. Quick half hour, another 3. Put us on 4 blondes, 2 dogs and a pouting. Just over an hour's fishing, can't really complain. These fish are making me look really good. It's just fishing. If they're here, they're here. If they're not, they're not. If it's your day, it's your day. One was on a 2-hook loop rig again, one was on a pulley. I think I'll have one more cast here and then I will move and try and catch some congers with those smelly old whiting I got. So put a bit more bait on, get that bait out, get it together, slap it on, bit of squid, bit of bluey, bit of this, bit of that. It doesn't really matter. It all ends up out there. Don't overthink your fishing. Don't overthink it. Don't overcomplicate it. You can only catch what's in front of you and what's hungry. If it's not hungry and it's not in front of you, then you're not going to catch anything. It's really simple. And today, there's plenty of fish and they are acting like they haven't been fed in a week, which is great. But I do like to work for my fish. I find it a bit easy sometimes like this. So it'd be nice to have to work for an eel later, maybe a few blank casts and then maybe get a proper one. Let's see what the day brings. You've got to put a lot of pressure on these fish on the rough ground. You've got to keep them moving, keep that pressure on. You've got to get them up to the surface early and keep them there. There she is on the surface, about 80 yards out. I'm going to have one more quick cast here, then it's time for a move. There she is, number 5. Nice solid fish, nice thick fish. It is quite thick, that one. I might weigh that one. It's a bit bigger, 4.8 kilos, stunning spots, beautiful fish. Get it back again, then I'm going to move. This is absolutely relentless fishing, absolutely relentless. There's one on the other rod now. These fish have really made me look spectacular this morning. I've had 6 blondes in a little over 90 minutes, all about the same size. That one's just chewing on my thumb as I'm trying to get the hook out. Last one was probably the biggest, I think it went 4.8. That one that looked like a smalleye was 4.6. This one's probably just under 4 kilos, a little bit smaller. Big gobs, big appetites. They love it. They love a bit of food, and that cold spell has not put the fishing off this morning. And I'm boiling. Like I said earlier, you got fish, you're fishing, it's not cold, you keep your core up and you keep that temperature going. I pulled the one out of the water. It's not quite low water yet, I could get another one on there, but I put a 2-hooker back out. I've had 2 on a 2-hooker, 4 on the pulleys, 2 dogs and a pouting. It's been really, really successful, really good. I'm going to go bait up some conger baits and have a move. Well, as happy as I am catching all those rays, it was a little bit easy, it wasn't really challenging. We're going to try and catch some congers now, some old whiting, some crabs, some blueies, smash it all on there. We haven't got to cast it far, 40 yards, in the rough, in all the crap. We'll go see if we can catch something different for you. Right, we've moved. We haven't moved far, 200 yards, not far at all, but far enough to maybe make a difference. So I'm just going to fish big hooks on the one for an eel, and little hooks on the other one for pouting and stuff like that. So the tide's going to turn, it's going to pull really strong now, so I'm only fishing sort of 30 to 50 yards. You don't want me going too far. The further you go, the more chance you've got of losing all your gear and having a bit of a mare. So it's just a matter of lobbing it in close and seeing if there's any fish moving around on the edge of this tide, coming nice in close, looking for those baits and those little fish and those shrimp and sand eel and stuff, and hopefully we can pick out an eel and a couple of pouting. Not going to be here long, maybe an hour, see how it goes. There we go, that was easy, wasn't it? Straight away. 5 minutes, a nice big, clean, chunky pouting. Do you know what? Yeah, it's a pouting. It looks like a porcod. It does look like a porcod because of the colours. It really does. But you know what? It looks just like a porcod, but it's not. See that black dot there? That black dot tells me it's a pouting. It looks identical with the sheen, there's no bars on it. But to me, because it's got that black dot, I would say 100% that's a pouting. If it was a porcod, it'd be a very big one. I reckon it'd be around the 10-ounce mark. And I would love to catch a porcod that big, but I don't think this is it. He's necked that ragworm on that size one. Beautiful fish. Beautiful little fish. Again, you've got that black dot, there's no bars on it. People look for the bars for the pouting, but to me, that's definitely a pouting and not a porcod. It's got that black dot on the fin there, black dot on the peck. Tells me it's evidently Mr. Pouting. So there's my little ragworm on my size one. I'm just going to tip it with a little bit of mackerel. Everything loves mackerel. Everything. Just a flapper rig, nothing special. Just a nice little token gesture on the bottom. Gives them somewhere to aim for, where the sharp end is. And there we go. 20-inch hook lengths. I find for the smaller pouting, you get away with nice short ones, 10s and 12s. But these bigger pouting, these sort of like 8 to 12, 14-ounce fish, I find the longer hook length. They're so aggressive on the bite, I find the longer hook length helps to get them down the throat. I'm still on my first cast on the conger bait. I'm not going to rush it. There's plenty of scent and bait there. There's obviously not many eels around, but if there are one or two, it could be better fish. It could be smaller fish, you really don't know. It's just luck of the draw on the day. But I'm going to give it plenty of time. I'm confident with the bait. I'm happy. I'm going to sit on it for a bit and then have another cast in about 10 minutes. Another pouting, not quite as big as the first one, and I put a 2-hooker out and it's rattling straight away. I lost the full setup on that conger rig. I gave it 30 minutes and nothing happened, so I tried and lost a lot. So I put another cast out there. I'll probably call this my last cast. I've had a lovely couple of hours, and we'll see if anything materialises. We'll see if we are lucky or unlucky. I've enjoyed using this today. Done the job, landed plenty of rays, dogs and pouting. Cat's lovely, retrieves nice and smooth. Be a nice welcome member of my kit. If you want one, Achios Superstore, Achios Nitron F16. Nice bit of kit. Thank you very much. That's me about done. It doesn't look like I'm going to catch any congers. Maybe that cold spell has pushed them out slightly further. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Had a nice couple of hours fishing. Plenty of fish. Caught you some rays and pouting and dogs. No eels, but another day might be the other way around. No rays and all eels. So tight lines. If you need anything, give us a message. I really appreciate you watching. I really value you all. So thank you very much. Take care. Look after yourselves.